about the planes?
Yeah, we'll start on there. I'm going to talk about a few different things.
Alright, I'm on a plane, so we're good.
If we see a plane start to take off,
Yeah.
I'll just kind of go like this.
Okay.
If
Go.
we see one coming like that.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Johnny Maffei here with Fox 17. We're live right now on Fox 17 News this morning. Almost 8 o'clock, 7:48 on my phone right now. And we're your only live and local station from 7 to 9 a.m. So tune in. Jen and Erica are on the desk. Justin's got your traffic before you head out the door. And Greg has the long weekend forecast. Hopefully a lot of people have Monday off. Shout out. Thank you to all the veterans out there. Every day, really, not just this weekend, of course, as a little Cessna, it might not be a Cessna, we've got a plane taking off here at BNA, and that's where we'll start. I got some headlines for you this morning, but we're going to start. BNA is adding more flights. We already told you about Iceland as a new option this fall, announced this fall, coming up at some point in 2025. Ireland's another option if you want to head over, have some Guinness in Dublin. And now Air Canada is adding new destinations, including in Vancouver. That's the announcement we're bringing you this morning on Fox 17. Now, Vancouver, it's another way also if you want to head over to Japan or Korea, another option to get across the Pacific over to Asia. So certainly a lot of growth in demand is what the BNA officials are saying. I'm covering another story this morning. Metro Council had their meeting last night. Instead of that usual Tuesday slot, we usually bring you some previews Tuesday, some recap Wednesday morning on the show. But because of the election this week, they moved the meeting to Thursday. And there was a tense debate last night between a few of the Metro councillors because they were talking about a resolution to outsource rape test kits. Now, what that means is, why that is at least, is Metro Police in their forensic biology unit, they have 13 staff members in that unit, and there are more than 700 cases in the backlog. 725, I believe, cases that are just lined up and waiting right now to be tested in the lab. And what people say is this is, some people are saying this is a big positive step forward to try to streamline and speed up that process. But what we're showing you and what we're going to show you at about 8:15 is when my hit is. So coming up a little bit after the top of the hour at 8:15, we're going to play you some of the back and forth, some of the debate, including there was a mic slam last night, sort of not a mic drop. I consider that more in positive stories, but a mic slam. This was a tense debate last night because one of the councillors said that they wanted to defer this to December 3rd, 2 meetings away. And the other councillors, some of the other councillors were saying, hey, no, this has been waiting long enough. There's already a backlog, 700 plus cases, so we want to get it going right now. And now the outsourcing of the test kits would go to a private vendor. It would go thanks to $240,000 in grant money from the U.S. Department of Justice, the DOJ, and that would be approved through September of 2026. So it did get approved, by the way, not to get lost in all of the debate of the story. The resolution passed last night, so now thanks to that grant money, things will be outsourced from from the Metro Forensic Biology Unit in the police department, now to a private vendor, to an approved lab. That was another one of the concerns as well. The lab, getting out of the Metro sort of jurisdiction, for lack of a better term, was one concern, but it's an approved lab and things will be streamlined now. So again, 8:15 will bring you part of that debate from Councillor Huffman, Councillor Johnston, and a few others as well. We also have a bunch of other headlines this morning. Greg's on the forecast. You can see out here Cloudy. I wouldn't call it foggy. A little cloudy this morning. We'll try to get another plane taken off if you guys are excited about that as well. Greg's got the forecast for the day, the weekend planner as well for, like I mentioned, a long weekend for many. We've got a big college football slate as well tomorrow. Of course, the first week with the new College Football Playoff Committee rankings. I know Tennessee is still in the top 10, and they've got a big matchup this weekend. The Titans are on the road. They have a 3:05 start in LA, SoFi Stadium, playing the Chargers, two big defenses. That game's going to be right here on Fox 17, 3:05 p.m. local time, because the game is out there on the West Coast. We're still following the election. Obviously, 4:45 a.m. What time was it? I can walk you through it because Justin and I were on the air. 4:36 a.m. Central Time, Wednesday morning, was when Wisconsin was called by the Associated Press for President-elect Donald Trump. And so that news we've known, right? And we also know that the Senate is going to be a Republican majority coming up in the new term. So the Republican White House, the Republican Senate. Now the House, the U.S. House, still is not called yet. Now we know Representative Mark Green won re-election here in Tennessee and all of those races, but there's still around 20 races not called yet by the Associated Press, still too close to call. And one of those races is actually in Maine that the Maine Secretary of State said is going to ranked choice voting. I know about this. I used to work in Maine. The Maine Secretary of State, Shanna Bellows, how ranked choice voting works, right, is if no candidate gets to the 50% threshold, then it goes to the second choice on the ballot. And that's how some elections are won in Maine. Sometimes the second place candidate comes out on top because maybe they want to vote for a third party. Maybe they want to vote for the independent or a different candidate in some of these elections. And then they're like, no, but my second choice, I don't want that guy that was leading or that girl that was leading. I want the second choice, and that's proven to come out on top a few times, not necessarily in every election, but in some of the local and state and federal elections in Maine. So incumbent Democrat Jared Golden, who's known to, side with Republicans at times, he's trying to win re-election. And Austin Terrio is the Republican challenger there. So again, that would be a seat that if Terrio came out on top, that would flip, but Maine still hasn't decided that. It's going to ranked choice voting, and we'll be bringing you the latest on everything in the U.S. House of Representatives. That battle for control, Republicans versus Democrats. Right now, the AP has it leaning Republican, but again, too close to call right now, and we are bringing you the latest on that. And we got a bunch of other headlines this morning. Madeline Nolan is live this morning talking about some text messages that Fisk University students got. Some racist text messages, and it's a story we're following. We have some of those texts that she's been reading you, and she's coming up before me. She'll be checking in closer to the top of the hour right here on Fox 17. Again, we're live on air, Fox 17 News, fox17.com/watch, and you can also check us out on our app. Just search Fox 17 Nashville in the App Store. We have a jam-packed hour for you coming up at 8 a.m. Again, we'll be live here, checking in from the flight deck, also playing you, again, if you're just joining us right now, playing you some of that debate and discussion last night regarding the rape test kits. Metro Council approving a resolution to outsource some of them because there are more than 700 in the backlog, and the hope now is to streamline this. The hope is to speed things up for victims, for survivors of sexual assault, because these cases are just hanging on the shelf right now. So that's what we're talking about this morning, and a bunch of other headlines, like I said. Jen and Erica are on the desk. Justin's at the traffic. Got your steer clear, traffic forecast for you, for lack of a better term, but the traffic updates and planner, and Greg's on the forecast. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Tune into Fox 17. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks so much. I'm Johnny Maffei.